What's going on, everybody? It's been a long time since I've done some videos here for the good old YouTube. Yep, I know New Year's resolutions, all that other stuff. We'll see if I can keep to it this year or not. For years, I was really good at doing videos, but I just stopped. I felt like I kept repeating myself, for the information that's being put out, just being put out by so many people. It just doesn't make it, fun to watch. You start watching one person's video, and then, they see the ideas or whatever's going on, or the talk of the hobby, whatever you want to call it. Everybody's talking about it. It gets boring. You skip through, like, looking for new and different things and stuff. Yeah, I know my camera's a little crooked, so I'm going to try fixing it a little bit here. So I'm going to work through this stuff. I thought I had it going pretty good at first. I guess maybe not. Yeah, look, though, hat. It's cold out here. Guys that are out in the, like, Kentucky or Indiana way all know why. We're about to get some nice snow, some ice storms, all the fun hoo-ya stuff out there. So really, I've been doing some card shows. Haven't done a whole lot of videos. I see what it is. The camera keeps falling. I'm going to have to figure this out. But anyhow, let's see. I only do the monthlies. Oh, I see what it was. It was a cord here. I've been doing the monthly shows up in Louisville for J&J All-Star. I did the Lexington show. It was a 3-day show. I really only set up for 2 out of the 3 days, so I did really well, and I was just beat and burnt out and wanted to get out of there. I think that last day they had a cheerleading competition, and no, it wasn't like college stuff. And I just wanted to get out of there. I was done. But did really well at it. Moved a lot of cards. But I just haven't been buying a lot. If I do, I'm buying stuff that is like collections, or what I call the garbage stuff that takes work to do, that nobody wants to do or takes time to do that stuff. So it doesn't make a fun video like, hey, look at all the $2 and $10 cards I just bought and stuff like that. Let's see here. That's really, I can say about it. Been doing ComC. I'll do a video on that here coming up. Let's see. Let's look and see what's on the desk here. There's all kind of stuff. I'm like a big mess here. Got to show this Saturday, so it's like 2 days away. I don't know when I'm posting this, if it'll be today or Friday. But yeah, there's a show on Saturday. I'll do the Midwest Monster this summer again. So if you're there, come by. All that fun stuff. Oh, got tax season coming around. Be ready for that. I just had to get my new software. Expensive. I'm trying to think. Being retired, a lot of people have been asking me about that. It has its ups and downs. Like, let me talk about the downs today. Get a phone call from your mortgage insurance, or whatever you want to call it. Hey, rates in the state of Kentucky are going up because of all the storms and all the damage, blah, 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 blah. Man, it's like $400 extra a year. And then I started looking. I see my car insurance going, well, I just bought a new car too. But I was like, what can you do in a car? I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I don't know. Just crazy. So you start looking, you're like, man, every time you turn around, it's like more and more money you're dumping into everything else just to stay afloat. But no, I'm good to go. Don't worry about that stuff. Oh, I did buy a PlayStation. I've been video gaming. Beat the Harry Potter game. Been playing Elden Ring, hockey, some... I forget the other game I started messing around with, but it keeps me occupied. So, other than that, been doing the regular appointments for the doctors and stuff. It was harder to do when you're at work. You worry about stuff like that. Oh, I gotta miss, a week off because I gotta get this done to my back, whatever it may be. So, overall, still doing pretty good. A lot of you guys I still see the shows and stuff like that. Some of you guys keep in touch on either Instagram, my phone, Facebook, whatever it may be. So, all right, you guys ready to hear about the video? I mean, I don't want to keep blabbing about my life and stuff like that there. But I did have a thought. Since I did retire from the Army, I thought about doing a channel. It wouldn't be related to this, but I know a lot of you guys that are military. I don't know if it's something that's out there or not. But talking about, like, your experiences where... like, a lot of people would have PTSD or didn't have the high enough score for PTSD, and I believe it was called other anxiety disorder. I've been thinking about doing something about that. And then about different things in states to help veterans out, but that's on the back burner. Just things that always burn me because a lot of people just don't know the information and stuff. Maybe some of you guys that fall into that category, you can always leave a comment, let me know what you think. All right, the video. All right, got it. So I'm going to talk about a couple things that was been really irking me over the last few months. Let's talk about the big ones on the screen. CT scanning. To me, this is the new, I'm going to weigh my boxes and cases to see if I have that heaviness that had the bat barrel, bat knob, whatever case hit or was in that box into. The only thing now is this here, man, I wouldn't trust a box out there anywhere unless I knew the person had this stuff for a long time and doesn't believe in this. That's a very, very slim out. Other than that, I wouldn't buy a box unless it was release day, because when people start rebuying that stuff, you don't know what's been scanned. Let's use Topps Mercury, everybody's favorite with the Wembies. There's that famous YouTuber, I can't think of his name, out of Atlanta. You guys know who I'm talking about. Anyhow, I don't know, he was bragging he was sitting on all these Mercury boxes. What those dip? At least 100,000 after it's come out? You don't know if this stuff has been scanned or not. They have some type of database, I would presume, but it's not to the public. My thing would be is if this service is out there, you know how BBCE puts the big sticker over the film and stuff on the box? I would say, for that factory wrap, I would slap it on there. Because then you're going to have to bust that factory wrap to put it back on. But big sticker, I mean, it takes up the front part of the side and part of the bottom of the box. And that might alleviate some of it. But is it unfair? Is it illegal? I guess it's not illegal. Because otherwise, these people would be shut down by now. Is it unethical? In my opinion, yeah, because that's an advantage over somebody. I can see where this would be a benefit. The AKA the Logan Paul fiasco with the Pokemon case that had G.I. Joe cards in. That there would be a good reason to get your product scanned because of all the fakes out there. I could see that. Hey, I just want to scan to know, is what's in here exactly what's in here? I want to know the cards. I just want to make sure, hey, this is legit what I buy. I can understand that part of it all. But anything else to do it, so I want to know what the cards are. Is there a logo man in here? Is there a Nike swoosh in here? Is there a Wemby autographed in here? And so on and so forth. Like I said, I would not trust anything after release day. So unless I'm on that pre-order from like David Adams or Blowout, or if I still have my license with GTS, I think I still have my account with GTS. But something like that there would be the only way I would buy something right now. Otherwise, you become very skeptical at what you're seeing and buying. Because how many people out there are probably buying these fraud boxes? I call them fraud. They're really not. They're a real thing, but they've been scanned. And somebody's like, oh, no Wemby auto in this Mercury box or case. Let's push it out to somebody else now. And here they are paying all that money for that stuff. You know it happens. You know it happens. But to me, I could see the one benefit being the Logan Paul situation, to where you're making sure that that sealed case contains what's supposed to be in there. That would be my only thing to say, that it would be well worth it. There we go. Well worth it to do, and would be, you know, logically incorrect. But scan to see what's in this, to then resell the boxes. They got to come up with some kind of measure, some like how eBay puts those big void stickers and stuff onto it. Just means that box has been scanned. Buy at your own caution. You don't know what's in it. They're selling it. It means it's not a big hit box. Prices drop down. But I was looking at the prices. I think there's like 4 or 5 companies now that actually provide this service that I could find. I'm sure there's probably about 20 of them out there who don't have websites because they don't want you to know about it. But I see where a lot of people are not. I know what it is. I keep moving around my chair. But they're just, you know, upset that, hey, somebody has an unfair advantage by doing it. And I agree, it is very, very unfair advantage to have something like that out there, to where they know what's in it. Now all of a sudden they're going to try to get max dollar on their return because it doesn't have that big hit into it, whatever it may be. I mean, every product nowadays seems to have 60,000 different colors into it. I mean, the gold out of tens used to be like just, you know, one set out of 10. Then it was, you know, hey, gold and gold wave. Then it was gold wave and, oh, what was it? Gold flash or something. Now all of a sudden we got like 30 different gold variations. So now the gold's really out of 300. Ridiculous. Just like the companies sit there and say, oh, we're not going to make more variations out of this. Straight up lies. So that's why I don't open a lot of wax anymore. It's cool watching people open it up and get big hits, but I'm like, man, it's no, I don't see the value there. Do you guys ever watch the videos with the guy that does the big hits of the week and he evaluates the cards and all that, with some of it being retail and all that? I'm trying to move the camera around here to make a little bit more sense, just because it keeps moving on me. That might be better. And I just look at it and I'm like, yeah, it's crazy if you hit one of those cards, but to be that person, it's kind of like hitting the lottery onto it. I mean, a little better odds, of course, onto it, but still pretty big odds on hitting it and then cashing in on it. A lot of people don't understand the back end. There's taxes and everything that's got to go into it. It becomes earned income, yada, yada, yada. All right, let's move on. A lot of people go, you going back to WhatNot? I've been having lots of talks with WhatNot. I haven't decided. I probably won't. I'm pretty happy with ComC with what's set up there. This is the first time I've actually opened WhatNot to even this screen in a while. I don't go on there. Yeah, there's good deals and all this stuff. I do know some of the people that I would go into and, you know, either get into a break or buy singles from, but a lot of it, I just don't trust it. I really don't. Let's see here. But no, I don't think I'll be returning to WhatNot anytime soon. I will be doing a video. A lot of people have been asking me about, you know, where do you find your collections to buy out? I really don't buy that many. Maybe 2 or 3 a year. Usually it's just I'm buying lots off of people, and it's not very often, maybe 2 to 3 a month, and it's nothing crazy. Every now and then I might spend 800 to 1,000, but I really just don't want to spend it because it's a lot of work. And what I'm getting is just a lot of, you know, crud. I don't want to go into how I price and stuff because it's really confusing. It's just my system and it works, and I haven't had any complaints yet, so we'll just stick with that. All right, let's talk PSA. Everybody's talking about PSA. I have nothing bad to say about PSA. I mean, their prices are what they are. My point is this, though, is that we start... Remember when I used to run, like, the PSA 10 high volume list where they were hitting, like, over the 10,000 of one card? I started looking because I had a stack here for grading. I should have kept it out. Well, anyhow, it was a bunch of just, you know, numbered stuff, colored stuff. Nothing was on it, okay? I started looking like it was doing 20, 25 bucks, and PSA 10, we'll just say double, was doing 50 bucks, right? For me to get that 10, I got to spend $19, and then I got to pray it's a 10. So if I send in 50 cards and my gem rate on that order is 70%, I'm probably not doing too good onto it overall, to be honest. You got to hit the big ones. And I just was like, I don't know. If I'm going to grade, and I'll scroll down to it, I wouldn't even do this at 45. I'd pay the 40 for 20 business days or the 75, especially if it's between 500 and 1500 just to get it back. I got some Ovechkins I'm going to send in, stuff like that there. But they're, you know, $300 to $500 cards base, and, you know, it goes over that limit, and it makes sense to slab them. And it's because I got him at a very, very cheap rate before everybody started, oh, he's going out to break Gretzky's record. And I think, what's the number now, 24? I think it's 24 to tie Gretzky, 25 to beat him. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is January 2nd. I haven't watched the hockey game yet today, so I don't know. But I just look at a lot of stuff that don't make sense to grade, especially when I'm looking at the conditions of these cards that I'm looking at from other people. Or even if I get in a break and I see them coming in, they're really crappy guys. I mean, yeah, you go be one of the Kurt's card care wax gurus that want to soak their cards in Kurt's, we'll call it his funky solution. But you get caught, you lose your stuff. I mean, I haven't heard anybody get caught and lose their stuff yet. Maybe there is. I just don't watch a whole lot of videos on that stuff. I'm more like, I'm going to go play my video game and, get away from all the drama out there. Drama free. Let's see. I will be doing a video coming up. I have some notes there in front of me. I just don't want to hit the camera. It's going to be because people talk about Facebook Marketplace. I do scan. I used to scan a lot. But since there's so many people in my area that'll drive the 200 miles, you start taking out of those. How many people only do cards full time? There's probably like 10 of us. It's hard to get to them first. But I'm going to do a video. We'll go scroll through some stuff. Now, like if I was going to a different area, say I was going to Charlotte, North Carolina, whether it's card show, vacation, whatever. Maybe I'm going to look at some collection or somebody's cards out there and it's just a lot to do and I didn't want to ship it. It makes more sense just to drive there and back. I'd probably look at Facebook Marketplace, see if I could find a couple more things out there to do. But we'll do a video on that, talking about it. We'll talk about COMC. I did real well last year. My first year on, I think it was like 10 to 11,000 I sold. And it's nothing big in cards. A lot are like anywhere, well, by the time some of them dip down in price, it will say 75 cents, 50 cents. Sometimes I break even, to $1, $2, $3 cards. Some go 5, some go 10. Some stuff I just settings it's stagnant. It shows and I can get more on COMC than people coming up to the tables. Oh, we'll talk about that too here in this video. I forgot to hit the card show piece. Kind of skipping around too much now that I look at that. All right, but yeah, we'll hit that piece up onto it. Let's hit the card show thing. So the trend is people have been buying tables at the big shows just to go around and buy before everybody gets in. What do you guys think? Do you like that or not? I mean, they are paying to set up at a table, but they're not setting up right away. They're going around buying the dealers out before everybody else comes in. I've been seeing that going on for like 2 years. I mean, it's no secret, but it's becoming more and more now recently. But people coming around to dealers, whether you are set up or not, wanting to buy it, we're going to start at 70% to maybe you get people wanting to buy at 85%. Now, for me, if it's a card that I could easily obtain, like a Prism Luca rookie PSA 10 base card, or something I see at every card show, there's like a handful of like 5 or 10 of them or more going around. I can understand trying to get 85 because my eBay is 11.9, so we'll count say 12%, selling it at 85%. I could see that, That gives me that wiggle room that if I don't get as much as the average sales or I'm a couple dollars lower, I'm still getting the same. But when I'm sitting there having, let me think here, Aaron Rodgers autos, Jordan Love autos, Hank Aaron autos, whatever it may be, the bigger, harder to abstain stuff that I have to buy at 80, 85%, why am I turning around selling it and breaking even? It makes no sense, right? And I'm going to be sticking to it as I have in the past, unless I know the people very, very well and they cut me deals back and forth, or they do buy a good bit from me throughout the year. And we're talking, $10,000 plus in dollars. Yeah, I might do some of this stuff at 85, but to throw into it just to make money off the other stuff. But it has to really make sense. But I get so many young people coming up to me and they'll see this $100 card wanting to buy it at $70, $75. I'm like, it ain't happening. I'll do my own work and make max profit off to it. You want it here? I start off at 10% and I just see where they're at when you won't come up, a $100 card. Now you won't go down to 80. No, don't want to, and I think more dealers need to stick that way and not worry about volume. If you come to card shows with volume and you don't care about your prices, that's one thing. But the people that actually have cards that people want, and I'm talking like I was using the autograph cards. You don't see it every table. Man, I'm trying to think of some of the other examples. I don't want to use downtowns and kaboons because they're just so overpopulated every which way. But mostly are the very low pop under 100 cards that when you go look at, there's been like I don't know, the ratio's like anywhere from, I would say, 20% and below of getting a PSA 10 onto that card. I'm not going to let go for cheap prices so somebody else can make a flip and make money onto it. It's just not part of the system that I go off of because I do this regularly. I'm there month after month, but that's probably the biggest headache when you set up these shows is you get people come by or they'll be look at it in the last 4 sales. We'll say it's 200, 200, 200. Then that very last sale, something weird happened. It's at 125. We'll just call it a Griffey auto. A Griffey auto. There's all kind of reasons. It could be the person. It could be the time of the day. It could have been how they listed it. There's so many things why the person didn't get those impressions on eBay. They're like, well, you can't come to that last sale. No. And they're basing it, well, everybody will see it and they'll say last sale was this. Well, I'm not selling the card at that. It's just going to be that. That's a mix-up. I bet you I put this card on eBay, it's going to get about 180, 200 bucks. You know? But that there is just one of the craziest things. But yet when they come to your table and they want to sell, and this is the fun part, and because you'll remember them people coming up and saying, well, last sale was this. They'll be like, well, the average of the last 4 sales was this. I'll look at my phone and be like, well, hey, that last sale was here. I'd have to be at like 80% of that. Oh, they don't like that. No, well, they got to take averages. You can't just change just for your own benefit. You have to stick with one thing across the board. And I think that's where a lot of people get the respect at overall. As a dealer, and you get people to come back to you because regardless, you're like, hey, I take the average of the last 3 comps if they're within a 90-day period. Now, when you're talking about cards that are numbered out of 99 or less that weren't produced in 50 parallels of that 99, so we'll go from like 2016 and back, then I could see you saying, well, hey, the last sale, there was only 1 sale in this in the last 6 months. You understand why, because guess what? There wasn't a gold wave, a gold title wave, a gold Halloween pumpkin patch, a gold freaking hot dog. I don't know what all the different parallels. Gold speckle, gold sparkle, gold flash, etc., etc. Gold disco out there of the card. You have a very more limited onto where you're gonna find that card at, or find that alternate parallel of it, the gold wave, if you go that far even into it. It gets frustrating when you're at card shows and, people get mad. Oh, man, did they ever get mad, too? Like, well, you can't do this? No. Why do I want to sell it to you cheap? What are you going to do for me? And a lot of times I'll be like, I'll come out and be like, well, if you want to trade for it, that's fine. You know what they pull out? They'll pull out like a Topps Paul Skeens PSA 10. And then next thing I'll see is like an Optics CJ Stroud PSA 10. They want it for that Griffey auto. No. Ain't happening. I mean, if you're smart and you've been doing this stuff for a while, you know that stuff's horrible. At the same time frame, don't buy new products. That's the one piece of advice I will give anybody. Don't buy the hype on new products. Let that stuff settle down for a while. And there's perfect examples where people are like, oh, that was just released. I looked it up. It was doing $150. I'm like, dude, the last 2 sales in this are $70 and $73. It's going to go down. If you don't capitalize that day you get it in the mail or you open that box up and put it up, you've already lost money onto it. There's very few products you can say it doesn't happen on. And it's probably going to be mostly upper deck. Sorry to say. That's probably what it is because the rest of the stuff's just so overproduced. Let's see here. Is there anything else on this screen I want to talk about? Because I know we've gone over 23 minutes of me jibber-jabbering. But, yeah, I'm going to wrap it up there. But that just gives you guys an idea. If you go set up card shows as a dealer, and you do it frequently every month at the same card show, you start getting you'll see the same things rolling through, and it starts making you click. What if I was that guy going around every card show? I wonder how many people would sell to me at 70, 75%. Bet you I don't find hardly any. We're not talking about the guys that, they have a $100 card and they want $200 for it and you're trying to get a 70%. They're looking up like whatever that last sale is. However they can get to wherever the lowest price they can gauge at. Last price? Well, the average of the last 3 was this, but even though those last 2 might have been really high because the player's hot. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, I need to wrap it up because I haven't done these for a while, and I tend to talk way too much onto this. But I'll be back with another video. We're gonna go Facebook Marketplace diving, and that'll be another video probably come out either Saturday or Sunday. I'm gonna do it here right after this. But I gotta appreciate you guys. If you guys stop back in watching the video and stuff like that, there, I'll start to be more active. I do promise that this year. Talk about stuff. I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot of card show videos. I don't know if that's really fun for you all or not. It's kind of boring, and I don't like putting people on the spot when I'm doing deals. I don't mind taking photographs and video of people's cards for sale, but the other stuff just makes me feel like I'm like violating privacy. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know. You guys tell me. All right, that's it. I am out as always. You guys have a good one. Catch y'all next video.